When you just have your guitar, you're just at a piano and you've got a room of people, like, say, in a seated venue, and you know that's going to be the focal point of the show. But bands like Volcano Choir and Bon Iver and things like that show me that that connection can still take place behind huge music.
Maybe it's all down to the thought of her. Maybe it's all down to the loss we learned. Knew for a long time for all it's worth.
Hi, I'm Dermot Kennedy, and these are my 5 essential tracks. One of the songs I picked was Shine by David Gray, and it was I think it was on his very, very first album. That was one of the things that kind of made me want to be a songwriter. It's kind of like, it's a poem pretty much from the start until the end, and it's just a story told through this really long song, and when he plays it live, it just blows me away. So that was one of the first songs I kind of latched onto when I was younger, yeah.
We're gonna go where we can say.
I know there's some artists, I think I heard Sufjan Stevens sometimes has just poems that he's written, and then the music goes to that and he builds music around it. But I've never really kind of gone for that. Music always comes first, and then I put the words to that, yeah. Track number 2 is probably Comrade by Volcano Choir. It's a project that Justin Vernon from Bon Iver did when he was kind of between albums with Bon Iver. Yeah, it basically, everything that's in that David Gray track, the storytelling and how acoustic it is, everything I loved about that. Volcano Choir kind of showed me that you could have that intimacy and that passion could still come across in a song, even when the music is huge and you've got a band of like 8 or 9 people. That was huge in terms of my musical development and how I kind of went forward, and I didn't necessarily feel obliged to kind of keep doing the acoustic thing. Because when you just have your guitar, you're just at a piano and you've got a room of people, like, say, in a seated venue, and it's just like you on your own. You know the lyrics are going to get across, and you know that's going to be the focal point of the show. But bands like Volcano Choir and Bon Iver and things like that show me that that connection can still take place behind huge music. Track number 3 is one we did today, is Swim Good by Frank Ocean. I think he's just very inspiring because he's had such massive success and has kind of been so important in the mainstream, but it's so clear that he's got a really strong creative vision, and he kind of plays by his own rules and that sort of thing, and just his lyrics are amazing sometimes. So yeah, I find him really inspiring. It was the first Frank Ocean song I heard. So I kind of, when I was playing on the streets in Dublin, I used to do a cover of it. So I've just kind of always gone with that song, yeah. And I think it's important to pay homage to the things that inspired you at the beginning, like the David Grays and the Glenn Hansards. I never want to leave that behind, and I always want people to think of me as that type of songwriter. Mm-hmm. But then, I mean, the production of my songs now is kind of like got influenced a little bit by hip-hop, and so, I mean, I'm never going to be a hip-hop artist, but I always want to be known as someone who is like writing songs with their guitar at the piano, stuff like that. But I mean, I try not to think too much about it, but it's definitely colliding all the time. Track number 4 is probably Moments Past, and it was actually the first song I did an official video for, and I guess the idea in the video and in the song is just about love lost and about somebody looking back with nostalgia at this kind of perfect love they had at one stage that was taken from them. But then the overriding feeling in the song shouldn't be of sadness. It's kind of like just to be grateful that something like that did happen in your life. So it's that kind of thing.
'Cause I loved you. Does that mean nothing to you now? 'Cause I loved you.
I'm still learning all the time about it, and I'm still like, even that song Moments Past is quite like, it's quite big, and I mean, there's people who you can see from the hip-hop community who are into it, and then, but thankfully it didn't leave anyone behind who likes me, because my first songs were just with a guitar. So the next song, maybe I'll try and take it back to the David Gray type of world, mm-hmm. Because just like I was saying, I don't want to get too far away from that. So yeah, I'm kind of trying to navigate it the whole time and do both, essentially. Track number 5 is a track from my EP that was called Doves and Ravens. It's a song called Glory. It sounds really big, and there's like a big choir in it, and there's loads of vocals, and it's really heavy in the chorus.
She's singing to me glory. She's singing to me glory. Whoa.
The key line running through it is she's singing to me glory, and if you can think of somebody like, it sounds really big and maybe epic and stuff, but it's like if you can think of someone you really care about is like singing on a long drive in the car beside you, like some silly song that's on the radio, stuff like that. So something really kind of simple like that. So it's kind of fun to me to think of those things while I play this song that sounds really big and serious. Hi, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, you can hit subscribe or leave a comment or anything.